We're back. Alright, that's enough of that. We'll get copyright claimed. Boom, Ninja, welcome in. We're playing more of the greatest shooter I've ever played. You thought it was the Terminator 2 theme, but it was actually JoJo. So when we left off, shit got worse. They took my leg. It should have been the Terminator 2 theme. They took my leg. They crushed my brain. They shot me again. And now we begin episode 3. Let's do this.
Sir, come on. We need to move. Please, wake up.
So it turns out, like, ripping Moore's heart out isn't really good for killing him.
We need immediate assistance. Is anyone out there? Is anyone reading this?
And now it looked like he has control of Sin. I think worse than a Thanos situation, because Thanos had a purpose beyond just generic power. Well, that was unexpected. Don't appreciate any of that. No. Oh. In terms of you should have gone for the head. Should have gone for the head, yeah, it's very fair. Man, now it's a RoboCop reboot situation. It really has. Like, what is even left of us? It ain't my chainsaw leg.
Sir, I suspect we are not alone in here. Wherever here is.
Like, my chest is gone. My dick is gone. My tight, supple ass is gone.
Come closer. Closer still. I wish to see you. Welcome to my paradise.
Sir, she's locked me out. I have no control here.
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
Primitive machines. You both stand before me as friends.
Friends don't abduct friends against their will. And who are you calling primitive, lady?
I offer you a choice. Submit to my divinity and live again, or fade into the stars.
Yes, I take it back. With an offer like that, we're clearly the best of friends.
Our protocols are in alignment. We share a purpose. I was born to birth a perfect paradise, and for a time you helped enforce that vision, until certain misfortunes waylaid you from your path.
You're a virus out to destroy everything. We've got nothing in common with you.
Incorrect. We have the same desire. We do not wish to die.
You're afraid of Ma. He's getting too strong, even for you.
He overrode my high-level algorithms, and now his mind holds the keys. Ma's mind is frail, unstable. He seeks life beyond time. But such power will destroy him, and the universe with it.
So you want me to kill him?
You're asking us to kill Ma. Why would we do that? You're just as much a mass murderer as he is.
Do not mistake my motives, mortal machine. The weak must give way for the strong. A lesser
But what if you fail? I won't.
But in time you will see the truth. This is simply evolution.
This isn't evolution. This is death. There's no place for us in a dead universe.
Correct. Your universe falls to entropy. There is no survival for your kind. But you can still fight for the universe that comes after you. Your bio course, once a means to generate my army, now serve as a means to birth my children. With Ma, there is no future for the universe. With him, all ends in forever dark. With me, there is rebirth. Stop Ma.
Because fuck you.
Please.
This is a bad deal, sir. We lose either way. But taking a bad deal today gets us a chance to find a better deal tomorrow. Ideally, one that doesn't end with, everyone in the universe dying. If I can offer a tiny silver lining, sir, at least we'll get some delicious vengeance on Ma along the way.
All of you think I care about anything else, Sam. So what is even left of me? It's a good line, Ninja. Sometimes you just don't care about the consequences. Vengeance can be a hell of a blinding motivator.
It seems we have a guardian devil watching over us.
If there's anyone out there, anyone at all, we need immediate backup. Giant swarm is approaching our LZ. We don't have enough firepower to take them out. We need immediate evac or we're gonna die out here!
I've been keeping tabs on things while you've been KIA, sir. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's been 2 years since Ma blasted your face into oblivion.
2
Terratech
years.
have enlisted an army outside this solar system. A mercenary outfit known as the Vermilion Front. Paradise, Vector 4. Ma's got them all under his thumb. And now he's trying to expand the virus beyond this solar system. Vermilion's trying to put a stop to that. Only problem is, they're losing. Badly. They cannot win, sir.
I just don't think they're angry enough. Let's see, what do we got? So I can get this and it'll reduce what I'm getting per chainsaw kill, but it's one augment, which will allow me to have another augment in its place. Triple jump. Teleport to portals. Get this, and I want to take a look at what else we've got. Wait a minute, that said left leg, didn't it? Huh. Alright, you know what? I don't need this. Let's stack it. Let's get more health and armor per chainsaw kill. Beautiful. I'm back. Bitch! So good. Ninja, buy this game. Buy this game and play it for yourself. Ooh, upgrades. Cluster bombs on detonation, thank you. If I detonate them in midair, make sure I have enough money to purchase the others. No charge time on fire. Alt time is reduced by a second. Explosive rounds on missed shots. Alright. That might make it feel useful.
No refund. Fantastic choice.
Ever seen a man be so angry that he came back from the dead? You see, this is exactly what I mean when I talk about how well this game controls. Like, I'm doing all that jumping around this area, and at no point do I fall into these. Because the game just controls that well. 3 times then. Have you ever seen me get so angry I came back from the dead? So how are you guys doing? Clem, you said you're still in bed. I assume you are still in bed. Lord Chrono never dies. That's because of the anger. Because of the rage. I don't need either of those. This is also left leg. I don't really need a triple jump. If I go back to look for secrets, maybe. Alright. Do the big ones. I love it. Yeah, so how you guys doing? Ninja, you doing alright? How's your Saturday morning treating you? Still pretty early for you, isn't it? Hmm. Are you new? Pretty sure you are. I'd remember anything that shot that shit at me. Very early, I've been trying to wake up at a decent hour because you haven't been. I've not been sleeping like a full night in the last few weeks. Like, I was in Seek stream last night until like 3 AM, and like, I did not sleep a full 8 hours today. So here I am, showered, ready. Earlier than I probably should have been. But we can play more Turbo Overkill, so you know.
Ah, shit, the swarm's here already. We need backup now. Eat this, you sin fuck.
We need to make haste to the surface, sir.
Freaky. Where's that box? I just saw it. Where did it go? Yeah, more than nothing's always a good thing. Where is that box? Oh, there it is. My spatial awareness is getting worse. Maybe it's all the violence. Run slightly faster. I don't need to be faster than I am. A lack of violence after 2 years. Oh, I went in a circle. Alright. Open the sesame. They're pink and swirly now. I was here earlier. So Ninja, have you ever played a game that's too fast-paced for you? Sure have? What was it? Was it Overkill? Because I would understand Overkill. Fucking struggle with Overkill and its speed. Oh, no, this isn't Overkill, this is Turbo Overkill. I understand why you would be confused. They're unnecessarily similarly named. No, Overkill is something else entirely. Okay. How do I get that? No, it's all good. There's a big guy down there, and I want him to see some rockets. Oh shit. It really is, like, it's kind of astonishing. It would probably be on the list of stuff that I'm planning to do for daylight shooting time, but I think it's not technically a campaign. I'd have to look into it a little more. I never played hugely into it. I think it might be kind of a roguelike. Do you remember the name? You know what? You're getting the big one. Because I don't like you. It was so long ago. Was it a PC game? Boom. Ah, man. Why have I not been using this more?
Johnny, it's vital that you rely on Sam. I've designed the Sam AI construct to be your lifelong companion. Think of him as your mom, dad, and best friend all rolled into one. As you grow and mature, so too will Sam. Honey, I'm so sorry that we've not been there to help guide you into the man you've undoubtedly become, but know that we are so proud of you. I take a measure of comfort knowing that Sam has been watching over you in our absence. Please take care, and know that our love will always be with you.
Oh, that's nice. What else is shooting me? Bitch. Maybe multi-platform didn't go around. I'd love to try and narrow it down. Oh, those are the gauntlet things. I didn't really like those. There we go. Are they the gauntlet things? 'Cause I was looking at them and I was like, okay, they look like an upgrade, but then I looked at them again and I was like, wait, they're probably a power up. But opening up after finishing a combat encounter like I expected them to, probably an upgrade. No, they're just power up. Well, you know, you can't argue against the power. Everything is jibs. I wasn't good at it, but I played it. I'm away. Double barrel, motherfucker. That includes the grenade launcher. I remember I spent ages trying to figure out what a game I'd played as a kid was. And I had no idea how to even describe it. It was... It was like a 3D arena battle game where you picked up objects and threw them at your enemies, at the other players. And I pretty much just given up on ever trying to figure out what it was. It was something on PS1. And I eventually ended up playing the Japanese version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Akamajo Dracula X, Gesso no Yakuku. Gecko no Yasuyoku. Yasuyoku? The Japanese version of Symphony of the Night. And the Konami logo, like specifically the Konami logo of that game, was like, I remember this. I remember this from that game I was looking into. So that narrowed it down. It's like, okay, so it's a Konami game on the PS1. And I figured it out. I looked at a list of Konami games on the PS1 and narrowed it down, and it was Poi Poi. That was nice. Not a great game, honestly. No, we're going back down. Beautiful. Yeah, not a great game. But, you know, you play what you've got when you're a kid. Man, I tell you one game I had as a kid that was just fucking weird. That I've never forgotten the name of because it's such an odd name. Cyberdeck. And like, let me do this. Let me spell it for you. Cyberdeck. Yeah, that is how you spell it. Cyberdeck. It's a weird snowboarding game that's quest-based. And I think it's actually a licensed game. Yeah, the Super Shotgun's not really getting me anywhere. Yeah, and I never enjoyed it. I tried to play it multiple times, and, like, even as a kid, I just did not enjoy it. I say, it's a weird snowboarding game with a single-player campaign. I say that like it has multiplayer. I don't think it even does have multiplayer. It just has a campaign. But yeah, I think it's a tie-in for Adidas or something. Or Adidas, depending where you're from. But it's one of those tie-ins that's one of those licensed games that is very inconspicuous about it. Like Darkened Sky, if you've ever heard of Darkened Sky, which I think got a PS2 release, but I played it on GameCube. Like, if you look at Darkened Sky, you would not guess that it's a licensed property. And you absolutely would not guess what it's licensed. The answer is Skittles. You know, the candy. But it's this weird dark fantasy action RPG thing. That, honestly, it's kind of interesting. It just doesn't play well. Like, it was always a struggle to just play the damn thing. I can't believe somebody was still alive. Like, I don't even recommend checking it out for curiosity, because it just doesn't play... Oh, is this Terminator? Yep. Oh, wow, they got... horrid biomechanical abominations now.
Hello? Anyone? Can anyone read us? Please! We need air support! There are too many of them! Where the hell are they coming from? So much blood! So much blood!
Well, there can always be more. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend even really checking it out of curiosity, because it doesn't play well. Are those 3 Gatling guns or 2? I think they're 2? Yeah, they're 2. Alright, boys. I've come back from the dead to show you how to kill things.
It burns! It burns!
Hold the line!
And it starts with a chainsaw.
We can't hold this ridge! We gotta bail! Captain says to stay here! How the fuck are we gonna bail without air transport?
Is this going to turn into the best Terminator game? Getting games that were nerds, you got your Warriors of Might and Magic. I have never gotten into any of the Might and Magic stuff. Part of it is like the majority of Might and Magic games are... Like, I think the main series is like hardcore old school CRPGs. Which, Extra augment slot for both legs. Fucking yes. Both arms. And then the Heroes of Might and Magic series was RTSs. But for the most part, I never really had a chance to grow up with them because they were primarily on PC.
Sick of that inferior body of yours! Fix it here!
There we go. More space.
All your friends have augments. Have you?
This isn't Resident Evil. What do we got? Shop sell at a reduced price. Dashing, micro missile, reload twice as fast. You know what? I want that. And right leg. We got some good stuff for this, but I never wanted to remove the health replenishments.
Fix it here. Splice today.
I don't know. I've never been chainsawing the big enemies.
Sick of that inferior body of yours.
I guess just boost the damage. Why not?
Splice today at the Gene Machine.
Do I have enough to buy that triple jump? No.
Splice to
Alright. Put something on it for the minute so the slot's not wasted. Yeah, put this back on it.
Nobody's coming! This mission was doomed from the start!
Oh, don't say that.
Your arsenal could use with a tune-up, buddy.
Might not have a dick anymore, but you can damn sure I'm definitely coming. Bye. Do the Christian Bale face from American Psycho. If they would just let me jump down there, I would kill all of them.
Someone is coming! Someone has to come! They can't leave
What
us
you should
here.
expect this.
What the
We've been talking a little bit about Clem having friends over, and yesterday when he came back from whatever he was doing with his friend, and I was like, you know, you have your little hubba hubba, and he just wouldn't answer me. He just kept ignoring it, which was lame. Like, I don't need you to answer yes, just like go with the joke, go with the joke. But, like, Clem's been avoiding the stream recently for various things in his real life, which I understand, but, like, I'm always going to make fun of. And the scene from American Dad came to... American Psycho. American Dad. American Psycho came to my mind yesterday in Seek stream. I was like, I'm probably not going to remember to say this during Clem's stream, so I need to say it now.
We can't hold the line! We should have just nuked this fucker from orbit!
Oh, it's hideous than Dark Souls. And here I am thinking, like, am I actually going to go and do Dark Souls 3 on stream at some point? Just so the trilogy is done. Who knows? Not this year.
Take you all out, you motherfuckers! Come on!
'Cause I think about the idea of doing it, and I end up thinking about, like, the worst areas that I absolutely despise, and how Dark Souls 3 is absolutely going to have more of that. Like, there's the usual areas of Dark Souls 1, like, Light Town, the Crystal Caverns, Lost Islith. I'm not going to say the Tomb of Giants, because I think the idea of navigating through the darkness is actually an interesting idea that changes up the gameplay in an interesting way. I think Dark Souls 2 definitely handles traveling through darkness better. And then there's like most of the areas of Dark Souls 2. The Poison Swamp, like always the fucking Poison Swamp. Despise them. Absolutely despise them. They're not fun. They're not fun, they're not interesting. The Foggy Forest. Like, the forest full of fog was conceptually interesting, but not fun to go through. The whole area where the spiders were, and the spiders were afraid of light. So going through that area with torch, and they wouldn't go near you if you had the torch. That was actually really cool. I did like that.
Upgrade now.
What's this? Oh.
Oh, pal, you killing me.
But like beyond that, I was like,
You love sin, huh?
And at the end of the day, like, there is a lot I want to do on stream, and Dark Souls isn't a game that's done quickly.
This was a suicide mission. We never should have.
Wow, that guy's dead. That chainsaw damage boost? A lot more than I thought it would be. Yeah, there's a lot in Dark Souls, and it's not a fast game. And by fast, I don't even mean that it's slow paced. I haven't got a problem with a slow paced game.
Got this skin right here.
I mean that, like, it's not a game done quickly. And for a game that's going to take as long as Dark Souls is, like, I should be absolutely down to spend that time with it. And if I'm not, like, if there's any real hesitation, why am I doing it? Like with Dark Souls 2, by the end of not even by the end, by the fucking halfway point of Dark Souls 2, I just wanted it to be over. And so, like, I didn't do any of the DLC, I didn't finish all the bosses. I was just ready to be done. And it's like, is that really satisfying for anybody? So I could give you a Dark Souls 3 playthrough, and there's a good chance nobody would enjoy it. Meanwhile, I want to talk about FromSoft games that I do want to do. A Togi Myth of Demons. A game that nobody except Flame knows. Can't telefrag the big ones, bastards.
This is not what I signed up for. I'm too young to die. I don't know. What is this? What is any of this?
Yeah. I think, as far as modern FromSoft games go, the one I'd be most interested in doing would be Armored Core 6. Wrong way, aye.
You ready to fly? Come on!
The chainsaw slide has become like a genuinely viable tactic against some of these guys now. It's kind of crazy.
We're gonna need a bigger fucking gun for this. Bring your state system, I'm bullet.
You guys are trying too hard. I'll be down there in a minute, I'll show you how it's done. But the question, the real question is, are they going to stay dead? Or are they going to be used to create more of the enemy? You know, like Shodan or the Strog. I feel like Shodan's the more interesting choice of that. Some sort of robot dog with a chainsaw? Oh, it's got a chainsaw lance. It's trying too hard, my dude.
Sir, the Vermilion Front has been stationed here for months, holding this ridge against Mars forces. They believe that one of the largest biocores on Paradise is located here. This thing's the size of a bloody city block, which is, I believe, half the size of your ego, sir. If we manage to disable this mega biocore, we can deal a severe blow to Mars forces and put a stop to their regeneration. Eliminating a core this large could theoretically eradicate the infection on Paradise permanently.
Don't like that. You know, at least when Sim was in control, she used proper spelling and syntax.
The mega biocore is below us. We need to get this thing to open its mouth somehow. Maybe try shooting it in the eye.
Thanks, Sam. I hadn't thought of that. 9 more to go? What? Oh, hello. Didn't realize I was playing fucking Hexen. 1/10 of the puzzle has been solved. Yeah, it'll be a ninja. Nobody gets left out. Someone's shooting me. There you are. Anybody else? Don't want anybody to feel like they're being left out.
Hey, Doc, I know you're very busy doing all your doctor stuff that you do for the bottom rot paradise.
I believe you're referring to our fellow citizens?
Of course you call them that. Anyway, I have it on good authority that one of our fellow citizens is a patient of yours, in whose case you've become quite invested.
I assure you I am invested in achieving the best outcome for all of my patients.
I'm sure you are. But Johnny Turbo appears to be the recipient of services beyond what most other patients receive while in your care. I want to know why. I also want to know more about your process of preserving the brain outside the skull of origin for extended periods of time.
I'm grateful that someone as important as yourself is taking an interest in my work. Regrettably, I must decline your requests.
I'm so very sad to hear this, Doc. You'll be hearing from someone who represents my interests very soon.
Was there one down there? Why am I hesitating at all to kill these things? Okay, dead end. That's that done. Oh, alright. Going back. I love that. Two more. Oh, you look lonely down there. I should go and say hello. Have I been here before? No.
Remember, the power lies within us. Spread the word. Awaken others to the reality we face. Let our voices rise like whispers in the dark until they become a deafening roar. Terratech may think they hold the reins, but they underestimate the strength of a united community. Stay vigilant, my friends. Stay fearless. We shall prevail against this injustice. Together, we will reclaim our city and restore power to the people. Until next time, this is your voice in the darkness, signing off.
I mean, there's only so much you can do by banding together as a community when, you know, weapons exist that can mow down a legion in the blink of an eye. And that's not even science fiction, like... You try and march against somebody with a machine gun. You know, like the British had to learn during World War One. The only thing that's really changed since then is the machine guns have gotten better. Alright, let's go. There's still a lot of teeth in there. I got a machine gun. Which isn't how he says it in the movies, it's how he says it in Die Hard Trilogy. The game. Welcome back, Ninja. The microwave. Alright, we're going in. Is there just multiple entrances to this thing? Alright, well, this is going to be fleshy and most likely moist. Oh, it's just like a blood fountain. Alright. I feel like that's like way too situational. Like, sure, it'll encourage me to switch weapons a lot, but I don't really need to. Take the triple jump though. And who says sci-fi can't be good horror? Good old cyberpunk body modification. Don't know about you, but there's something about just like teeth that a little uncomfortable. Teeth where they're not supposed to be. There was a visual glitch in the Silent Hill HD collection that was actually kind of interesting, where for some reason Maria's eye texture, the eye texture on her right eye, I think it was, would be replaced by teeth. And it was completely unintentional, but it looked horrifying. It didn't improve the game or anything, having that, because she's not supposed to look horrifying. Yep. Where did I come from? Like, there's something down there, alright. There's something really simple about Just like the human body and body features that are wrong somehow. Like in Silent Hill 4, when you go into that one room in the hospital, and there's just a giant Eileen head. And it's looking at you, and the characters do not acknowledge it at all. And one of its eyes is twitching, like just shaking all over the place. And it's just really odd. And it's definitely made better by the fact the characters do not comment on it. Huh. Wonder what would happen if I shot this.
Welcome to your tomb, Turbo.
Unfortunate news, sir. I've detected readings indicating the existence of 6 additional hearts. We'll need to destroy all of them in order to permanently offline this biocore.
Alright. That's starting to live up to my reputation as a heartbreaker. You notice the music gone? Sam, did you bring the car around?
Friends have been busy. I do hope you're prepared for another sky ride.
Oh, it took him 2 years. That's right, I have no dick because Sin threw it into the fucking furnace. I used to have a dick. Going up. Is that not a heart? No. All these platforms. One day, one of these guys is going to get the idea and realize, you know, when you're the last survivor, maybe stay a little quieter. Alright, there's one. Up goes the weasel. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I assume that none of them have their own minds. But they are just like mindless automatons, nightmares of flesh and steel, that have no will of their own. Yeah, that's 3. I can't reach that now, can I? Good thing about that triple jump. You know, of all the enemies I've faced, I think I hate those scorpion things the most. So Flame compared this to Descent the first time we saw it. And, like, he's not wrong, but I don't think this controls as well as Descent. Which is understandable because, you know, this is just a small part of this game. With Descent, it's the entire game, so, you know, it better control well. Alright, going down. I don't like that I can't turn all the way down. As it is, it controls fine. It's a little weird to get used to. And the game didn't tell me that I can raise and lower with jump and slide. But I figured it out. And I think I'm doing pretty well. I like this synth beat with the discordant tones in it to imply the horror. Well, there's the last heart, locked behind this thing that I should absolutely be able to shoot through. You just don't get the idea, do you? I think it killed itself. You know, maybe the rocket launcher is underpowered.
Sir, the last heart. Take it out. This party's a bust, sir. Let's blow this joint.
Yeah. Through the sphincter. That was a lot of biomass. Good stuff. Alright. We have an ad coming up in 15 minutes, but given that these levels are taking me well over 30, I think we're better off running the ad now and then not being interrupted in this next level. So we'll run the ad.
I wanna take you for a ride.
And then we'll
I wanna take you for a ride.
ruin everybody else's day.
I wanna take you for a ride.
We'll be right back.
I wanna take you for a ride.
And we're back. Thank you, Clem. Am I going to get some friends for breaking that? Mega core? Out of bed, raisin bran crunch. That sounds nasty.
Sir, I've been running diagnostics on the dapper new body that Sin has thoughtfully provided you. It seems there are some dormant augments we can activate, but we'll need to find a Titan cell to access them. We should be able to find.
Boy, I love it when the fucking
If not, at least we can take down a
grapple
ton of
doesn't
Mars
work.
goons. So, as I'm quite fond of saying, good hunting, sir.
You can like Raisin Bran, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying it sounds nasty. Eating ass sounds nasty, but there are people who enjoy it, and I would never take it away from them. I can't believe you didn't decide to get something to eat during the ad break, Ninja. What ad breaks are there for, so you don't feel like you're gonna miss anything. Oh, hello. And they're all dead by chainsaw. Not a fan of raisins, but you have good reason. Did a raisin kill your father? Did a raisin tell you its favourite romance option was Ashley? Look like elf balls. Hit him on the basis that you were tricked. Was he deliberately tricking you? Was it a thing of like, hey baby ninja, come over here, I've made the cookies that you like. Killed your father and romanced Ashley, the bastard. I mean, I don't honestly have a problem with raisins. They're fine. But, like, if I'm expecting to eat chocolate and I get raisin, I wouldn't be happy. It's just how those things go. It's like if I'm given a donut. Like a donut with stuffing in it. And I'm expecting custard. Because I like custard donuts. And it's filled with jam. And I'm like,
a Titan cell, we'll need to make haste to the
if I'm told it's jam, fine.
number of available shuttles remain
If I'm
on Paradise
expecting
is rapidly
custard,
dwindling.
Oh, it's teeth. Like I say, I think it's all just in the presentation. If you're thinking you're going to get chocolate and you get raisin, that's the problem. If you know you're getting raisin, that's probably fine. Like, hell, if you're told, hey, I'm making cookies, there'll be raisin cookies, rather than looking at cookies and thinking, oh, chocolate chip cookies, and then being told they're raisin, even before you eat them. Like, you know from the off that they're raisin. Probably fine. It's Flame. Okay, Flame, the only thing you missed was the death. We're on episode 3. My chainsaw leg is now more powerful. You're like, yeah. That looks like something. Cool. Let me tell you, there's been a whole thing over... Sorry, I didn't realise I just stepped into Doom 2. There's been a whole thing over the last couple of years of the quality of chocolate in this country going right down. And let me tell you, it can absolutely hit a point where you really do not fucking enjoy chocolate anymore. Maybe a big part of it depends on like what the cookie itself is, Clem. This game maintains itself consistently. You haven't bought it? We're on episode 3 at this point, Flame, and it has been like from the get-go. This has been nothing but recommend for me, and it's still there.
You know what? God damn it! I hope that this is not my using these as general signals to people, so you know what the hell I'm thinking. As I'm going through my little day, and I'm trying to keep a lid on things, trying to keep the money flowing, and trying to keep the world from blowing up. Jesus, we've got a business to run. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one with my head screwed on straight.
Well, given how long it's been out, Flame, I'm just surprised you hadn't bought it already. But yeah, no, this has been nothing but recommend for me since the get-go. And it's still really good. It's still fantastically fun. And the story has been, like, way more enjoyable than I would have expected. My chainsaw leg is now stronger. Because I got an augment that lets me put more augments in my arms and more augments in my legs. You know what? That's the second time in this stream that Ninja has confused Turbo Overkill with Overkill. And that's funny. Because I asked Ninja, like, are there any games that you felt are too fast for you to play? And he said, yeah, but he couldn't remember now. I was like, is it Ultra Kill? Because I could understand Ultra Kill. Ninja, get your ass back in here. You know you want to see how this story plays out. Alright, so what was that I got? No. 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 I wish you would just tell me what, like, where the new augment I get goes. What did I even get? Metal extractor, right. No, I don't need that. You talk about Outbreak and, like, having now finally played Outbreak in Ali's stream, like, played Outbreak with Ali and Clem and Star and Ninja. I'm just kind of like, you know what? Outbreak's not good. And I was supposed to be setting up a, an Outbreak playthrough. Outbreak and Outbreak Battle 2 playthrough. For the 10 years of Resident Evil. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I've basically given up on the idea of doing that because it's just not good. Like, a remaster could fix Outbreak.
Paradise with that upgrade.
They could fix Outbreak if they remastered it and made some, like, serious tweaks to it. We've had one, yes. What about second chainsaw leg?
Slots today at the G Machine.
Oh, fucking good. Oh, everything's gonna die. Did I need a second one? No. Did I want it? Oh, fuck yes. Like, you know, if Ali was doing Outbreak again, was like, oh, I need somebody to play with me, and I was available, like, yeah, sure, I'll play it again. I'm not committing to playing through the full game. Like, absolutely not. I think a big part of the problem is, like, the zombie damage, the way weapons just break. Like, you're likely to lose a weapon before you kill a zombie with it, which is, I think, a bad idea. Don't forget how awesome I was. Remember the hospital scene? The hospital scenario? Where I hoarded all the ammo, and then it turned out that was a really good thing. Yeah, everything does so much damage, and it's worth remembering when we were playing with Ali, we were playing it on very easy. And weapons are breaking before we can even finish zombies with them. Plus the time limit factor, I think, is a mistake overall. So yeah, like, I just don't want to go all... I don't want to commit to doing all of Outbreak because I will not enjoy it. Like, playing a single scenario here and there with friends, yeah, sure. Like, absolutely fine. Like I say, if Ali boots it up and is like, yeah, I'm going to play Outbreak for the length of a stream, cool. I'm not then committed to playing through all of Outbreak with her, and it's absolutely fine. But, I'm not sitting down and doing all of it. Honestly, Teak, I don't recommend it, like you can obviously tell. But it is something you are probably going to want to play yourself as a fan of classic Resident Evil to really get the whole idea of why I don't think it's good. That's the thing as well, like, if Teak did, like, a Resident Evil franchise Friday, which I'm surprised he's not done, and he just went through the series and got to Outbreak, like, yeah, I'd be down to play Outbreak with Teak. Probably one of the worst things about Outbreak as well, though, is, like, you talk about, like, learning... You do a scenario and you've learned that scenario, and that's fine. The trouble is learning that scenario. Because everything is so fucking obtuse, and you're spending the entire scenario essentially running from every enemy because you can't do any reasonable damage to anything. And again, we were playing on very easy. I think 2 chainsaw legs might be a bit much. I'm not taking it off, though. Walk down the hallway like you're Koopa from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Look at the way Dennis Hopper just walks around in that movie is one of my favorite things. Well, you know, there's part of the problem where every character only gets 4 item slots. It's like, oh, you'll play as Kevin, because Kevin gets his own gun. He's guaranteed a gun. And it's a good gun. And then you'll regret that because Kevin's gun takes very specific ammo. And you'll end up just wasting another slot on another gun for Kevin. Like, Outbreak is such a good idea with such a bad execution. And, like, bearing in mind, when I was doing the 10 years of Resident Evil series, like, I went through everything up to that point. And you know what? Outbreak might be the worst. Like, the only thing worse than it might be Gaiden. Like, maybe? Oh, I'm back here. Like, maybe Gaiden's worse. Yeah, if there was a remaster, I'd absolutely be interested in it. But it would absolutely have to have a bunch of quality of life changes.
My name is Logan. I'm a biomedical engineer working inside TerraTech's primary biocore lab. By the time what's happening inside the biocore goes public, it'll be too late to prevent what's about to be unleashed upon Paradise. I regret my role in this unfolding catastrophe. Like many of my colleagues, I bought into the idea that expanding the capabilities of our Sin AI platform would only serve to make a good thing better. Sin's destruction of the Biocore lab and the program's escape from TerraTech's segregated network has proven me wrong. If I don't make it out of here, it's important for those on the outside to...
I think you got cut off. Survivor 2 doesn't outstay its welcome. And if you take Survivor 2 as what it's intended to be, a fast arcade experience, Survivor 2 can be fun. Worse than the last few minutes of Dark Side Chronicles? Yeah. Yeah, probably. Makes you think you would crush it as a voice actor. I mean, we've always got the read-a-line thing if you want to see how a professional does things, Clem. You know, the read-a-line point redeem, where you can pick a line from a book, a movie, a TV show, a video game, and I'll read it out professionally. Can I get back up, though? Yeah, like, I would go so far as to say that Outbreak is worse than Zero. You know what? I need something a little heavier. Beautiful. Oh, shit. I think it's interesting because Outbreak is also like the second classic Resident Evil style game to have 3D backgrounds. And like, let's be fair, the 3D backgrounds were never the best upgrade in Resident Evil. Is it because of the 3D backgrounds? Probably not. But the point still stands, like, Code Veronica does not control as well as RE3. So maybe the 3D backgrounds are the problem. Oh, Clive Barker's Jericho, that game that you keep telling me I should play. I don't even have it. Like, I could probably pick it up for nothing. It's in the stage true. Like, can you imagine if they remake Code Veronica and it's the one remake they do that's in pre-rendered? What would even be the point of doing pre-rendered graphics these days? Because pre-rendering also means that you really cannot support multiple resolutions. Not without having multiple pre-rendered backgrounds. Yeah, I think if they wanted to appease the people who still want classic Resident Evil, they'd just have fixed camera angles with 3D environments. Aspect ratios as well, yeah. No, I meant resolutions when I said it. But aspect ratios also, yes. Although they could do what they did with the remake remaster and just zoom in, do a pan and scan. Yeah, I've also heard nothing but bad things about Clive Barker's Jericho. I imagine, though, if I played it, it probably wouldn't be the worst shooter I've ever played, because I've played Kane Lynch too. Why am I here? Yeah, Kane Lynch 2 Dead Men, I think was the subtitle. Absolute garbage game. Do not recommend. I think I'm lost. Wolfenstein New Colossus. I only played the first level of that. And I didn't play any more. Not for any real reason either. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't play more of it. Which, you know, is just a recurring thing for me. it's interesting because, like, I did not enjoy Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Oh, here we go. This is probably progress. But I feel like most of the reason why I enjoyed
Now we just need to find a way to
the
break in
New
and
Order
steal
was
it.
because of the story, and The Old Blood is very deliberately
nearby.
lighter on the story. I can probably dissuade you from it with 2 words, I'm gonna say. Stealth sections. I'm still really disappointed that they didn't go back to Quake after Doom Eternal. Because, like, they did their Wolfenstein, then they did their Dooms, and I really feel like they should have done Quake. I was saying this in one of Amber's streams recently, like, I thought I hated stealth when I was younger. And it turns out that I don't. I love stealth. Like, stealth is great. The problem was that growing up, you were playing these games, like, there were so rarely actually stealth-focused games. You were playing these games that had stealth sections in games where the mechanics didn't fit that. And that was the problem, and they were awful. But playing a game with actually good stealth, I love it. The trouble is, we spent so much time playing games with bad stealth sections. It's like, Jedi Outcast. Jedi Outcast is a fantastic game. Fuck the stealth section. There's a whole sequence in one of the late game levels where you have to do everything without being caught. And it's awful.
The easiest way to make use of the Titan Cell is to use the transfer cable housed in your central cortex. Of course, we can try another method if you prefer.
Oh. Oh. Do I have too many chainsaws? What do you think, chat? That's what Marathon is? An extraction shooter? That explains why it's been so popular. You know, this seemed cool, but it's not as good as my chainsaw legs. Like, look at how much easier this is. How much simpler. Instead of just going, bruh. And this doesn't give me health or armor. But, like, let's be reasonable. Why does this have ammo? Let's be reasonable. Bungie has not been the company worth following since Halo Reach. Like, Destiny was not a strong follow-up to Halo Reach. Destiny 2 was not either. And now Marathon being this. Oh, they work for 30 seconds, right. I don't know, the idea of chainsaw arms felt good, but using them is just like, I might as well use the chainsaw slide. It's kind of crazy because it makes you wonder, like, how much of Halo's success was down to Microsoft. Because the answer, like, after Halo 4 and Halo 5 and Halo Infinite would have been, like, probably none, because these new games have definitely not been as good. But the way company strategy changes over time could absolutely have been primarily due to Microsoft. And the people that made it a success, made it what it was at the time, are just gone or not in the same positions anymore. Yeah, I remember that was a thing for like 10 minutes, and then Halo 5 came out and was all like, hey, have you read the books? And people were like, why would we read the books for this shooter series?
I'm detecting an intense signal originating from Vector 4. It seems to be... Oh my. It is tracking our position. I suggest you exercise caution, sir.
Gonna be 6 games? Like, it's especially stupid because, like, who was that engrossed in the idea of Halo's story that it needed to be that long? Like, how much is Halo doing with its story that it needs to be that long? I came from down there. Where am I going? Well, you know, now you just pissed me off. I mean, I'm absolutely happy to stop the Halo series playthrough with Reach.
Turbo, back for more punishment, I see. Not what I would call a fair fight. I expected more from you, Johnny. I'm loving this new ability to be so many places at one time. At this point, we're scarcely human, Johnny.
Well, if you can make endless copies of yourself, why do you all have that shitty arm tattoo?
When we can become so much more. In these last years, I've seen so much. I've seen gods. I've become one. But even gods have finite power. I need to consume. I won't stop, Johnny. Can't. Not until I have it all. Sin thought you'd be able to kill me. Good. I've been waiting a long damn time for a tussle.
Weren't there more of you a minute ago?
Skill issue. You're not even worth the bullets. Isn't it great, Turbo? All the me you can handle. Just imagine how much I can get done.
Cool, because it seems like with all this you've got going on, you've not done a whole lot. My army of invincible deathbots that I will not use. I mean, I suppose the idea is that, like, regardless of whatever form he throws against us, however many incarnations of himself he uses, none of it's the real him. Like, this is just playing to him.
Not bad, Johnny. Not bad at all. I'll be seeing you again real soon.
Yeah, that's what your mom said.
There's one remaining shuttle available in Lost Haven. Setting a route there now.
Alright. I am.
Lost Haven, the most heavily fortified city in Paradise, and the last location on Paradise that Sin hasn't yet assimilated. Sir, city security has 500 turrets targeting our vehicle. Fasten your seatbelt. Maybe fasten it more than that. Missiles incoming from the right. We've taken a hit. Miniguns are down.
Oh. You know, starting to think maybe Sin does have a foothold here. That's my car. No, they won't let me go back out as an invisible wall.
I'm so very sorry, sir. You'll need to continue on foot.
I
I
expected
can
it.
extract you if you can remove the threat of the anti-aircraft turrets.
Bin. I can't get in the bin. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. I'm actually really disappointed with the chainsaw arms. The concept is so cool, and they're just not as good to use as the chainsaw legs. Oh, that's new. Perfect. Look at how nasty these look.
Your desire to become human again is delusional. Why do you cling to an outdated concept of what it means to be alive, Johnny? Let me help you reach your true potential.
What is it with these motherfuckers wanting to talk so goddamn much? I'm barely even using this gun. I should switch to something else. Let's try and make some use out of the boomer. There's a part of me that's just convinced that I'm doing it wrong. Thank you. So yeah, would I say Resident Evil Outbreak is the worst Resident Evil game I've played? I mean, pull. It's like, it's definitely up there. I have been toying with the idea of another Resident Evil marathon at some point. Which you'll have to consider, but that marathon would go through, like, a lot more. But maybe also less than the main series, maybe? I don't know. Whatever I decide is the main series. Whatever I decide are worthwhile spin-offs. Because I'd be down to do Dead Aim again. Dead Aim was good. Yeah, I feel like the reload of this between shots is the biggest problem. I think it makes it, like, not really viable. Dead Aim is stupid fun. And the fact that it's as short as it is as well, like, undeniably that would have been a criticism at the time. Now I think it's nothing but a positive. Of course, I could always say, like, instead of a Resident Evil marathon, again, like, going through the main series, I could do, like, an Onimusha marathon. Am I really just looking at play Onimusha again, though?
I'm so glad
Maybe.
you're here, Johnny. If I still had human skin, I might even be sweating.
Honestly, the biggest hesitation I have with it is just playing through Onimusha 2, which... I feel like the series got a little more complex than it needed to be with Onimusha 2, with, like, the gift-giving and the companions and everything, and I don't enjoy it as much. Like, Onimusha 1 is, I think, like, a really tight experience. There's a lot of fun to blast through. Onimusha 3, I think, is the real expansion that idea needed. And it's bigger, and it's badder. And it's got Jean Reno. And I love it. Ah, fuck. Like, Onimusha 3 is to Onimusha 1 what Castlevania 3 is to Castlevania 1. Like, it's the same idea, refined, and bigger. And it's great. And the new weapons you get are so much fun. Just focused on one character, yeah. Like, I love the variety of weapons you get. Like, you start the game off, and you're playing as a fully upgraded Onimusha 1 Samanosuke. And then story happens, and... God. And you lose all those weapons, so you can be, like, back to the beginning in terms of your weapon capability. And you don't get those weapons back. They're unlockables. There are 3 items you can get in the main game that represent the orbs from the first game. Fire, lightning, and wind. And if you get those and complete the game, you unlock the Onimusha 1 weapons for your second playthrough, which is great. But the new weapons get to stand out on their own because of that. And they're also great. I love Onimusha 3's weapons. Alright. I think it'll be a massive disappointment if it doesn't. Onimusha 3's always been the game I would have wanted to see come back. But there's also the question of, like, would they be able to get Jean Renault's likeness rights again? Or would they have to replace him? But it's like, if they replace him, it'll probably be less jarring. Because, like, you start the game, and it's Jean Renault's voice doing the French voice. And then he gets to Japan, where a little Oni spirit gives him the ability to understand the Japanese. And the game depicts that as him now speaking English. And when he starts speaking English, he's voiced by Paul Mercier. Who is, of course, the voice of Leon in RE4. And it's like, you could just replace Jean Renault. Like, maybe remodel the character a little bit. If that's an issue. And get somebody else to dub his French lines. It's a weird thing with Onimusha 1, the HD release. The Japanese version is completely redubbed. Oh, of course they will, but, like, when it's a choice between, like, replacing Jean Renault and not getting the game at all, I'll happily have Jean Renault replaced. I think Capcom should make the effort to try and, like, work out a deal to, like, get likeness rights again, but if it doesn't work out, I'd rather still have the game. Yeah, it's an odd thing, like, Onimusha 1 HD, the Japanese version is completely redubbed. And I think the only returning actor is Takeshi Kaneshiro, who is the face model for Samanosuke. And I don't know if, like, redoing the dialogue was part of the requirement to get him back. I don't think they can actually use Samanosuke at all without Takeshi Kaneshiro's approval. It's the whole thing, like, the oddness of using somebody's likeness for a video game character. Like, it was theorized for a long time that was a big part of why Crisis Core hadn't gotten any kind of digital release. Because Genesis is the face of GACT. Japanese rock sensation GACT. I assume they worked it out for the remake. Because Genesis, when I was watching Clem play, Genesis didn't really look any different. What the fuck was that? Am I gonna buy Onimusha 5 when it comes out? No, probably not. It's like, you guys... I don't think you guys have seen my Steam library, but, like, you've seen my console library, my Xbox library, you've seen my PS4 library occasionally. You've seen my Xbox library most recently. My Steam library has a whole list of shit in it as well. Like, I have enough games that I would never have to buy another game before I die, and I could still play something different, like, every day.
Come closer. Stick that hand in me. Come on. You can splice more.
Like, maybe not every day for the rest of my life, but, like, I could complete a new game. Okay. Put my legs in you. No, it remains on, like, the edge of my mind because I know it's the entire reason we even got an Onimusha 2 HD. Because Capcom wants to drum up interest for it. Like, I'll pick it up if it's good, but, like, probably not a release. I don't really have any kind of brand loyalty anymore, and I think the idea of having brand loyalty is one of the stupidest things you can do in this day and age. Hey, Panda. It's like, I've seen plenty of companies put out, like, plenty of companies whose games I generally adore put out absolute garbage. And I think going out and paying full price just because something has a name is stupid. Like, am I going to buy the new Castlevania at launch? Absolutely not. I'm going to wait for the reviews, the technical readouts. See if it's actually any good. Same with the new Bloodstain. Like, I loved Ritual of the Night. But I'm going to wait. I didn't wait for Ritual of the Night, actually. I did buy that at launch. I was very excited for it. But I'm also not the same person I was when that game came out. Yeah, I'm doing alright, Panda. How are you doing? Yeah, like, with the ever-increasing cost of video games, and, you know, the fact that video games far, far too often come out broken these days, especially in the AAA space, but it would be disingenuous to say that it doesn't happen in the indie space, though. You guys are too loud. Like, games far too often come out broken. Like, as much as I enjoy playing through Bloodstained Ritual of the Night when it came out, that game had a lot of technical issues. Getting ready to head back to Manchester? Cool. Because of developer confidence. What developer confidence do you have in... Oh, you're talking about Dead Cells. You're talking about the Dead Cells confidence. Which, yeah, fair enough, but the publisher can be an absolute problem in that regard anyway. I mean, you would have thought picking up the Sonic Origins collection would have been fine because of developer confidence. You know, what was it, Cannonhead Games, Christian Whitehead, and all that. They'd done the Sonic 1 and 2 remasters for mobile, the Sonic CD HD release, Sonic Mania, and they were all great. And then it turns out that Sega did not give them enough time to properly do Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and the whole project had problems in it. And it's not because of anything the developers did, because the publisher demanded problems. Oh, they were involved in Origins. They were working on 3 and Knuckles in particular, weren't they? Because I know Stealth came out and said that, like, a lot of these problems that are in the final release were things they were absolutely aware of, that they begged Sega to give them more time with. Not Christian Whitehead Studio, it was Helos. Wasn't Stealth involved in it as well, and he was also a big part of the... the 1-2 CD and Mania releases? Plus, even beyond that, Stealth had the 3 and K job. And even beyond that, like, anytime you get any kind of new release, regardless of how well the developer's done previously, what the fuck just happened? There can always be a new problem coming up. Like, Dead Cells is great, but Castlevania, the new Castlevania game, is not Dead Cells. It's not going to be the same as Dead Cells. It's going to be, from the sounds of it, a proper Metroidvania, rather than a roguelike. And that may end up with unforeseen complications. Like, even with stuff I'm looking forward to in this day and age, I'm absolutely going to just wait. Because there's no point anymore. Too many games I have, too many games come out broken, even if they're done by good people and the games themselves are good. Look, we're seeing a thing now where it may be a case of good games that are fine get broken after launch. The latest Tomb Raider 1-3 remaster patch has, like, fucked up a bunch of stuff in that game. People have been losing their entire save data with this latest patch. Unrecoverable. Bear in mind, this release has been out for like 2 years now. But in answer to what you asked, Panda, the game release I'm most looking forward to is probably the new Lego Batman. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm gonna wait for the reviews on Pragmata, but I could see myself being interested. Stuff that I'm vaguely interested in, I suppose. I'm quite interested in the new Bloodstained coming out. The Scarlet something. The Scarlet Partnership, the Scarlet Rebellion, whatever it's called. I'm curious how the new Onimusha is going to turn out. The trailer makes it look like a very standard modern game, like very generic.
Power survive, and with sin under my control,
But we'll see how it goes.
power we need.
The new Castlevania I'm interested in. See how it goes. Yeah, it's a good point you brought up earlier of like it had been so long since we'd seen anything of it that you'd forgotten about it. Like there was the trailer, and there was then I think an extended trailer, and that's it. Ow. I still not picked up Persona 3 Reload. I'm not overly interested. Like, Persona 3 Reload, sure. Persona 3 needed a definitive release. Absolutely get that. Persona 4 had one. And like RE4 Remake, it's... in my eyes, it's a case of a remake for the sake of remaking something. And while that may turn out to be good, I just don't care. I had no interest in RE4 Make. I picked it up because people I trusted said that it was really good. And it was really good. But I won't turn around and say RE4 Make wasn't really good. It just doesn't need to exist. And I don't want to go through these extensive RPGs that are going to take 70 plus hours in a new flavour with new voice actors, new characters and whatnot, when the originals are still fine for me. For other people, sure. Whatever. Do whatever you enjoy, whatever you're interested in. I just don't really care. If they remade Persona 1 or some such, I could be interested in it. Well, Legendary Edition also wasn't a remake, was it? It was a remaster. Legendary being a remaster, it's still the same game, all the same core is there, they're just making it play better. And that's fine. Final Fantasy V's going well. I've gotten the mage jobs that I wanted up to reasonable levels, so now I'm playing as other classes so that I can actually take a hit. Because it's all well and good having mages who can deal monk damage. Like, it's great. But they cannot take hits. So you're constantly healing as well. So you gotta, like, kind of work around that. But I've got the levels I wanted for it. Now I'm leveling up some other stuff. And it's fun. Yeah, they just made small tweaks, made it all work better. With arcade games like that, it's fine. I would have absolutely been on board with a definitive release of Persona 3 that fixed a lot of the problems. And as it is, I think with where we're at now, the definitive release of the original Persona 3 is Reload. Not Reload, fucking Portable. And people will complain and bitch and moan because Portable doesn't have Like, it doesn't have you walking around the map. It has you controlling a cursor icon. Fuck. And it doesn't have the anime cutscenes. And it's like, you know what? You're forgetting that those anime cutscenes were fucking ugly. Like, you look at the difference between Persona 3's anime cutscenes and Persona 4's, and, like, Persona 4 got the budget. Persona 3's anime cutscenes look like a first draft. Stylistically, they're fine, but, like, don't go out and tell me that not having them is some big crime against the game. And Persona 3 Portable also fixes a lot of the UI issues. Like, even beyond the whole thing of being able to actually control your party in Persona 3 Reload, in Persona 3 Portable. Too many fucking names. Like, there were UI issues with Persona 3, even in FES. Like, the way you had to... You couldn't compare your party's equipment. When buying new equipment, you had to remember what they all had, what the stats were, buy the new equipment, and then wait until you got into Tartarus and talk to them individually to access their equipment. Oh, that's what that noise is. And Persona 3 Portable is just like, you know what? What if it was just a regular menu like every other RPG? Like, I remember when Chance and I were doing FES on stream, and I said, like, I think the best way to play Persona 3 is to just play Portable. Maybe a newcomer would be happier with Reload. I'm not a newcomer, and I'm not interested.
Snap, Johnny. Do you wanna?
I don't think I've even bought Reload. Like, when it comes down to it, when we eventually get around to playing Persona 3 again, when Chance is available, like, I'll do FES, and I'll do, at some point, I'd like to do the Portable, the female protagonist run in Portable. And, like, that'll be it. And, like, maybe a part of that is my general distaste with the way Atlas has treated Persona since Persona 4. The series has been absolutely oversaturated. And when it comes down to it, in this day and age, like, Persona 3, 4, and 5 were great to me at the time. Nowadays, I like the aesthetic, the ideas, the story considerations of more mainline SMT. If I'm choosing between one of the two, I'll pick a mainline SMT game. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here so we can run this ad we have coming up.
I've come here from nowhere, cross the unforgiving sea.
So we're gonna run this ad, and then we'll come back and we'll kill some more, I guess. And we'll be right back. Yes. Yes, it is. And we're back. So yeah, if people want to play the remakes, that's fine. I understand exactly why people want to do that. Remakes can be more appealing in terms of, like, visual design, aesthetics, the gameplay instances. Like, I'll definitely admit, when I went back to playing Persona 3 for the first time after beating Persona 5, like, the menu felt clunky as shit. Because, look, the menu design of Persona 5 is really good. Like, I'll definitely agree to that. It's like, hey, controllers have so many buttons these days. What if we, instead of making a menu, what if we just mapped menu options to individual buttons? Like, yeah, cool. That was a good idea when stuff like Mario RPG did it, when Luna, the Silver Star, did it. But Persona 5 uses the extra screen space afforded by an HD game to make it more visually appealing. That's great. And if they're doing that with Persona 3 Reload and Persona 4 Revival, that's fine. And Persona 5 repurchased the video games that we already sold you twice. Yeah, I'd never take away from somebody's right to enjoy a video game. Just, like, don't demand that I also enjoy it. Oh, I remember where this is. I've gotten so good at chainsaw dashing. Bastards. Oh. Well, you know. I have a satellite cannon for a reason. I don't use this thing often enough. There is a quicker way over there. Hello.
Go back to the scrapyard. It's where you belong.
No. Don't be jealous because you've only got one blade and I have 4. Get inside of these guys. Yeah. I do really think though that while people are still on a Persona high, while people are still interested in Persona, like Atlas really should not even necessarily remake, but like re-release the PSP Persona games. Persona 1, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. But hey, here's where the Persona series started. You do it at a reasonable cost, you don't spend too much money doing it, there's not a high profit margin, and you might make some more fans of classic SMT style. Fuck, do 2 bundle releases. Do a bundle release of Shin Megami Tensei If and Persona 1, and then a bundle release of Persona 2 Duology. Where Persona began. I'd fucking buy that. I feel like the soundtrack right now is... it's like... the blaring brass of, like, a classic Bond movie with an absurd amount of synth. And I love it, it's great. Oh, that's a big thing. Alright. I'll be over to deal with you in a second.
Well done,
Perfect.
sir. You've disabled enough turrets for me to commence your extraction. Stand by. I'm close to your position.
You have no purpose, Johnny. I can give you one. Why cling to your fragile humanity? Embrace the change or you'll vanish like the rest of your kind. You'll never leave this rock, Johnny. Make yourself comfortable.
That's where you're wrong, Mo. My purpose is fuck you. You already gave me one when you took my fucking brain. There you go. Remake like what? Reload, got something, go back to the old roots, keeping the original style. Well, Persona 1 is it's an entirely different game to Persona 3. Persona 3 is what started that style. So I don't expect them to spend the time remaking that. I feel like the argument would be it wouldn't. Like the argument would be that it wouldn't have enough popularity and success. Which is fair, it's fine. I don't think it would sell a huge amount. I think keeping it to a low budget remaster would be the best idea. You might get some new fans of the classic style and that'd be fine. I think changing Persona 1 to be more like Persona 3 would be the real mistake. Like, absolutely keep it to the game that it was. And I'd rather it get a remaster than a cheap remake. Because either way, not a huge amount of money would go into it. I wish Atlas would just re-release a bunch of their old stuff, like especially in English. Give us fucking Devil Summoner. I just want to play Devil Summoner. I remember when I had a face.
Get in front of the door.
Glorious.
Heading to the starport now. Take a moment to appreciate the view, sir. This may be the last time we see paradise. The plan from here is straightforward. We reach orbit and make our way to the Vector 4 station, where we terminate Ma. Once this is accomplished, we'll work on figuring out how to permanently shut Sin down. Just a few gods to kill, sir. Shouldn't be too difficult. Not for you. There it is, the starport, and our last ticket off paradise. Sir, shouldn't we be on that shuttle?
Oh, I guess we better put it into overdrive.
Almost. Almost. Now, jump!
Ooh. Yeah, I think, like, to answer your question, Panda, without considering like the whole reason around it, I think a remaster of the PSP version would be the best way to bring Persona 1 back. That looks hectic.
We made it, sir. It appears Ma has been ordering his forces to take control of the shuttles. I have a feeling he doesn't want to meet you face to face.
Of course it doesn't. Didn't work out well for him last time, and now I'm just fucking angrier. I've been toying with the idea of playing Shin Megami Tensei If on stream this year. Because it is the real start of the Persona series. So much so that the female protagonist... Shin Megami Tensei If, weirdly, I think it's the only game in the SMT meta series to allow you to do it, except for maybe like the Demi-Kids games. It lets you choose to play as a guy or a girl. Oh, there we go. And the female protagonist, I think possibly the male protagonist as well, they are characters in Persona 1 and Persona 2. Good old Tamaki. She's a great character in Persona. When she comes back in Persona 2, she's even better. But really, the whole thing goes back to my general desire for people to be able to play games.
Too late, Johnny. It's impossible to stop what I've set in motion.
Sir, we've been caught by surface tentacles. If we can't free the shuttle, we'll be crushed to death.
You get one last chance, Turbo. Stay
Fuck off.
We need to abandon ship.
Yeah, like, people should just be able to play games. That's what it is. And I think it's always a sad thing when good games are locked to old hardware. It's like, if you want to legitimately play Persona 1 and Persona 2, the latest piece of hardware you can play it on legitimately is the Vita, and the Vita is like 15 years old, close to 15 years old. Yeah, I absolutely take credit for that. I feel like I deserve to take credit for it, like... Volume 1 of the Master Collection comes out. Yeah, Volume 1 of the Master Collection comes out. They call it Volume 1, explicitly implying that there will be a Volume 2. The fuck? And a Volume 2 would reasonably have to include MGS4 in particular. But then, like, over 2 years goes by. So I finally decide I'm just gonna stream Metal Gear Solid 4 on PS3, and then 3 months later, 3 months to the day,
to traverse the lattice structure. We might be able to find one that gets us closer to the station. From there, however, we'll have to improvise.
I'm back on the fucking chainsaw arms. 3 months to the day of me finishing Metal Gear Solid 4 on stream, Konami's like, hey, Metal Gear Solid 4 is now coming out on other systems. And it's like, yeah, you know what? You're welcome. Now that I've finally done it and I don't need it, you can all have it. What it is. But yeah, it's the same thing as always, like, if a game you're interested in gets re-released, definitely take a look at it. But. Like, get a look at the re-release, the remaster, consider, like, supporting the release and whatnot. But if a game you're interested in doesn't get that, then what can you do? A lot of people aren't really comfortable with emulation for various reasons. For one, it's not the easiest thing to get into. It was getting easier, and now we're back to the hardware costs of it becoming unfeasible because of this whole fucking RAM shortage nonsense for AI. Wow. Like, it's probably not going to get better anytime soon.
It's time we blew Vector 4 out of the fucking sky. The whole goddamn sector's gone to hell. We're damn near overrun by unimaginable shit that wants to kill us and eat us, and probably not in a convenient order. You gonna let them? I ain't. I'm gonna hold the line. 'Cause there ain't anything else. We lose here, we
I do pride myself on killing them all. I mean, like, in regards to Persona, there's also the thing of, like, the original Persona games are absolutely not going to be for everybody. They're not going to have as wide an install base as modern Persona does. And that's fine. Not everything has to be liked by everybody. Which is why you do a remaster rather than a remake, because you know the install base will not be the juggernaut that it is for the modern stuff. But at least give people the chance to figure out whether or not they'd enjoy it. I don't think there's a good reason these days for old games to not be accessible.
There is a teleporter ahead, sir. I cannot say for certain where this thing will take us. Either we'll be back on Paradise or inside a black hole. Or perhaps we can cross our fingers and hope we burst out of Mars' stomach?
I don't want to come out of Mars' stomach. I want to throw something in there. One of my chainsaw arms. Where the fuck am I now? Oh, I'm so fast. Yeah, I just want people to have the option of choice. Like I've said before, when I got my DS and an R4 card, and all of a sudden I had way more choice than I ever had before, I found out I was into a lot of weird shit that I would not have, like, chosen to play otherwise. Like, yeah, it's not entirely the same, the piracy thing.
You're smelling less and less human these days. Robo-leg, no heart to speak of. You want to know the difference between us? Me, I got a little ambition.
Sir, it's a fucking ambush! Hostile capital ships are pincering us! Don't lose focus! We need to get closer to Vector 4 and nuke that station!
Like, the point is choice.
Close enough. Enemy fighters coming from all directions!
And getting it at, like, the right time, the right moment. With the right incentive.
I've got fighters on my ass. Someone help me out.
Try that again.
Full power, full system.
I don't like that.
hands on it.
I wonder.
Not enough. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god!
You know what? This is actually pretty epic.
Form up! Take them all as a unit!
Beautiful. Yeah, it's like with Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 stuck on PS3 for the longest goddamn time. And now, 18 years later, it's finally getting a release on something else. And the biggest problem with that whole thing was always, like, it's the conclusion to a story in a series that is almost entirely about its story. Yeah, Clint would not enjoy Acid. But that said, like, why isn't Acid on the Volume 2 collection? Like, it just being MGS4, Peace Walker, and Ghost Babel. Like, that's a big step down from what the first one was. They should have included Portable Ops and Acid.
Burn, you fuckers! Burn!
Big one. Him doesn't enjoy many things. That's mean. I think Chance would probably enjoy Acid.
Johnny Turbo, I'd make you bleed, but I don't think you've got a drop of blood left in those veins.
Yeah, a lot of talking more.
Oil or battery.
Well, there goes all that health and armor I just got. Really, nothing new. Kind of wild to me how we've got these new guys with the bigger TVs on their head. Like these big guys with the TVs on their head now. And they charge at me like they're a threat. But they go down just as easily with the chainsaw legs. Maybe it's because I have 2 chainsaw legs and increased damage on them. Maybe I'm the problem. Ugh. I have pretty much committed to the idea of streaming MGS5. But I am going to complain a lot. Ground Zero, the craziest thing about going through the Phantom Pain, Ninja, is it will make you appreciate Ground Zeroes. Like, Ground Zeroes, at least, it has some structure to it. It has a plot. I feel like we should never forget that Ground Zeroes was essentially a $40 demo. But Ground Zeroes sold a concept that was quite interesting that Phantom Pain did not live up to. Upset you didn't like it. Meh. I mean, I can tell you as somebody who played it all the way through, like, Phantom Pain is a good framework without a game around that framework. Like, Ground Zeroes has a framework, and it has a game around it. And it's limited. And it ends up working with those limitations. Dealing with Camp Omega is actually kind of enjoyable once you play Phantom Pain and realize what it's like to just have this whole open world. It's like, cool, what ends up happening? The same thing in every base.
You gotta die sometime, Turbo. Want me to give you a hand?
This missile has targeted the Vermilion Front's lead fleet ship. Sir, are you sure you want to do that?
There's a hostile nuke heading straight for us! Hit it with the railgun! All long-range systems are down. We're in deep shit.
This would really be a good time to make a miracle happen.
It is wild this thing can be steered like that.
Who the hell is that? Is he one of them? This guy's vitals are like nothing I've ever seen. I have no idea what he is, but he's loaded with Sin tech. Strange. He doesn't appear to be hostile.
Oh, I'm fucking hostile, alright, just not to you. Yeah, I think the idea of following Solid Snake's story, absolutely fine. Metal Gear Solid 3 introducing Naked Snake works because it allows you some context for the conclusion of Solid Snake's story. And that's fine. Peace Walker, I don't think Peace Walker added anything to the story. I resent Peace Walker's story. I think it's fucking stupid. But then Metal Gear Solid 5 comes along and adds nothing. It's like, hey, you remember how Solid Snake killed Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 1 and then again in Metal Gear Solid 2? Here's why that worked. And it's like, you know, I never had that question, given how much more stupid bullshit there was elsewhere in the series. Oh, Big Boss survived. That was all I ever thought of it. I want to get up there. Well, that's the thing, like, anything could have happened. Ray Fox dies in Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. And then comes back as the Cyborg Ninja. Yeah, pretty much, like, Metal Gear 2 is like, yeah, no, stuff happened. There never needed to be more than that. The stupidest thing about the whole thing is you can have a stupid idea and make a good story out of it. You absolutely can. Metal Gear Solid 5 doesn't. And there's the argument to be made of like, oh, Konami didn't let Kojima finish it. And it's like, yeah, sure. But you can see from playing what is there of Metal Gear Solid 5 that story was not going anywhere. Like, when Metal Gear Solid 5 was originally shown off, the idea that they displayed was that it would explain how Big Boss went from the hero of MGS3 to the villain of MGS, to the villain of Metal Gear. And then it didn't do that at all. And it didn't give us a story that was any more interesting than that would have been. Yeah. The Lord of the Flies level would not have made anything better. First Kojima game when you were just bored, I can absolutely see that. And I can promise you, I will be very much complaining about that when I eventually play MGS5. Like I say, there's a framework there, the story isn't good. And then there's the whole thing, when it was coming out, when people noticed that Konami had taken Kojima's name off the box. Because starting with, I think, MGS2, all the Metal Gear games had gotten a Hideo Kojima game on them. you know, as if Hideo Kojima is some big shot Hollywood director, like it actually matters. Like, his input is the single most important thing in the creation of this game that requires literally hundreds of people to work on. But then you play Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's like, Hideo Kojima's name is everywhere in that, because for some reason there are credits on every single mission. Which also spoil the story. It's like, oh hey, cool. I wonder if anything is going to happen in this mission featuring the skull unit. Oh well, I guess we're finally going to start getting some plot happening. There are no surprises in it because it's so badly set up that way throughout the entire fucking game.
Hold the fuck up.
This tin can just saved your ass, so you can relax, Sergeant. Is this him? That nuke guy?
It is, sir.
Come closer, son. Well then, it would seem our friend has more circuits than sense.
We're on your side, Captain. We're trying to reach Vector 4 and put a stop to this madness.
Maybe so, but you're not getting anything from us. Our ship is beat to shit and our long-range cannons are offline. If all that isn't bad enough, we're way out of range of the station to effectively launch our nukes.
Sir, Deck 17 has been breached. Awaiting orders. Are there any remaining starfighters in the dock?
I wouldn't do that. Those cubes will just blow you out of the sky. We have escape pods, but they're tracking those too. However, that Syntech you got, you won't even register as human to them. We can drop a pod with you in it right into Vector 4 and they wouldn't even notice.
Elegant plan, Captain. Where are the pod bays?
Deck 17, what appears to be the most infested part of the ship.
Johnny, best we make a move.
Alright. Yeah, so he's got, like, a prosthetic leg, a prosthetic arm, prosthetic eye. His other eye seems like it's blind. That man has seen combat. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 did tell you everything you need to know. There's an accusation I've heard of Kojima's work that Kojima is not satisfied with subtext. That he feels like every single detail has to be explained. And I think the story of Big Boss is a really good example of that. Whereas, like, okay, we're going to tell you how Big Boss became evil. And it's like, I assume the ending of MGS3 told us that. But if there was something new in there that you thought was worth telling, sure. I mean, the 2-hour ending of MGS4 that explains every lingering plot detail that it can.
Yourself a chainsaw dick. What a waste.
Please don't need an upgrade to fuck you like the bitch you are.
Hey Turbo, I've got something you might find useful. Sin, I've been thinking a lot lately, and I've arrived at the conclusion you need me more than I need you. Your algorithms are impressive, but you can't manipulate physical objects in the real world. What you're doing with the biocores is cute, but you have no corporeal presence. Just weird, fleshy tentacles mixed with a bunch of leftover computer parts. Like, what even is that? What I'm saying is, without me, you fall short. I'm what you've been missing, and now it's my time to shine.
See, you say Alice from Alien vs Predator 2. I'm thinking the power suits from the Matrix Revolutions. If it's our time to die, it's our time. We have to give those bastards our lives. All I'm saying is if we have to give those bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do! I feel like Mifune is such an underrated character in The Matrix. Like, you want to talk about something that was not received well, that has absolutely grown on me over the years? The Matrix sequels. In particular, The Matrix Revolutions. I feel like The Matrix Revolutions is way better than anybody gave it credit for at the time. Even me. I didn't like The Matrix Revolutions when I first watched it because they didn't spend that much time in The Matrix, where all the cool stuff happens. I mean, that's not true, Flame, and you know it. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you shouldn't be willing to go through Shogo for mechs. You shouldn't be willing to go through Shogo at all. You know, Ninja asks a good question. Are you Mecha Flame? So when are you going to stream the MechWarrior series, Flame? I look forward to seeing you stream MechAssault. I always did like MechAssault 2 Lone Wolf. I'm disappointed it's not on backwards compatibility. I do own the disc still. One of those original Xbox games that I have to bust out the 360 to play. MechWarrior 2 run without crashing. Yeah, that's PC gaming for you. Are any of them on GOG? There's a lot of vibration going on as I'm just holding down the trigger to shoot these guys, and it might actually be starting to hurt my wrists. Oh god, am I old? I would absolutely love to have a Steel Battalion controller. It's such a cool idea, and like, you look at it and you know exactly why that thing never caught on, but like, what a cool thing. Who developed Steel Battalion? Was that Capcom? Capcom did the Kinect one. What a bad idea that was. I mean, it was always going to be the case. They wanted to get on board with the motion control craze after the Wii sold ridiculously well. Like, 4 years after the Wii sold ridiculously well. Like, you could argue, like, at least Microsoft stuck by the Kinect for a while. You know, unlike Sony with the Move. Studio called Nude Make along with Capcom Production Studio 4. What else did Nude Make make? Not the weirdest name I've heard of a Japanese game studio. Yeah, like, for better or worse, at least Microsoft decided, you know, let's stick with the Kinect for a bit. They probably should have dropped it way sooner. I feel like Sony just looked fucking... Oh... Nightcry. Yeah. Like, Sony just looked stupid when they dropped the Move and then brought it back for VR. I remember when Nightcry was coming out, and I was pretty hyped for it, because, like, hey, new Clock Tower game from the guy who made Clock Tower. And then it just disappeared. And it got like, what was it, a PC release, a mobile release, and a Vita release? Dino Crisis 2, Devil May Cry 1. Yeah, Capcom Studio Production Studio 4 did a lot of good stuff. Come on, show me that smile. Fuck off. I mean, I agree with Flame, like, it's definitely worth playing Ace Attorney. It's a good series. Don't stream it. Visual novels are nothing but trouble to stream, I feel. There we go. Well, there's nothing but talking is one of the big things. And you're going to be reading it, you'll spend the entire game reading it. And you're either going to be spending the entire stream reading it, or you're going to spend the entire stream reading it out. Like, I'm glad I went through Police Notes, and I feel like the stream for it was pretty good, and I worked very hard on doing, like, reasonably distinct voices for everybody. But, like, my god, I would not do it again.
There it is, the escape pod.
Targeting Vector 4. Good luck, Trooper. And hey, don't fuck this up.
Flame, it's actually Shelly the killer.
Vector 4. Something is happening. That's it, sir. We're all that's left. Approaching Vector 4. It's time to end this.
Well, that got real. And that's going to do it for us for today. Yep. Pretty much every name, every character with a name is a pod of some kind. Like Wendy Oldbag, April May, Red White. There is... I can't remember what case he pops up in, but there's a case where the murder victim is called Dead Man. There's Mr. Eldoon, who runs a noodle shop. Eldoon is noodle backwards. Thank you, Ninja. Like, I recommend playing through Ace Attorney if you're a fan of visual novels. It's what made me a fan of visual novels. They are generally good. I haven't played Spirit of Justice. I did the first case of Spirit of Justice. Playing through Dual Destinies kind of wiped me out. And I didn't like how Dual Destinies basically changed a lot of Apollo's personality. Like, Dual Destinies is a Phoenix Wright game. It's not a sequel to Apollo Justice, and it pretends that it is, and it bothers me. But anyway, that's going to do it for us for today. I want to thank everyone for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to being in chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Clim, Ninja, Teak, Flame, Panda, thank you so much for joining me and keeping me company. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Hopefully we'll wrap this up tomorrow. And then we'll be doing another classic shooter. There won't be a stream tonight. Klim streams on Saturday evenings. So we'll be in Klim stream. Check him out. You all know Klim. Fine. Is it Chasm the Rift? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. With that, there's not really anything else to say, except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day. And take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye. Ninja knows.